Hi everyone, it's Jen.
And it's Jonil, and today we're going to be talking about traveling in your 20s. And obviously millennials love to travel, or if they don't travel that much, they love the idea of traveling. And although traveling is great for like just being in a new place or experiencing new things or just like, I don't know, going somewhere new, oftentimes I find that people in their 20s or young millennials travel to escape their current situation or to like their everyday routine and just like in hopes of something for more than what they're currently experiencing.
Yeah, I know for myself and some of the people that I've talked to, it's like if you're dissatisfied with yourself or your surroundings, it feels like travel is going to bring about that change that you need. Sometimes people like quit their jobs, go travel for a whole year or months on end, just to like go and feel like they're going to pursue this new life or this new person that they're going to be.
Oftentimes we find anyway that when you come back from traveling, you're kind of disappointed because you didn't really accomplish what you hoped you would accomplish. You didn't really have like the epiphany moments you were hoping for. You didn't really solve the problem that you went with. You probably weren't even thinking about the problem because you got caught up like doing touristy things and looking around and experiencing new places. So when you come back, you're kind of in the same place that you were when you left, and you just like hope that traveling would be so much more than it really was.
I think it's easy and understandable for that to happen. You're not really like consciously thinking about like who do I want to become or like what was my goal when I came out, and maybe you thought subconsciously in the past like, oh, I just kind of imagined this person that I'm going to be, but you didn't really like put anything like any actionable steps to it when you're actually traveling.
Like you didn't really have a plan, and I think it makes sense that you come back disappointed because you go with all these heavy things on your mind, and it's just really overwhelming to like think about all that stuff in a short period of time, because often travel is like a temporary time. And you just don't know where to start. And I think because of that, you're just like, you kind of like brush it off, and you'd rather like, so you're in a new place, you'd rather do other things, and you don't consciously think about it, and you have no structure to your thoughts. You just don't know where to begin. And I think you kind of just forget about it because it is overwhelming. You come back and then you kind of like, you don't know where to go from there.
We met people along our travels that some of them have been going for a whole year, and we'd ask them like, oh, what are you going to do when you get back home? I think every single person that asked say they feel really anxious. Like the thought of going home kind of makes them just like they don't know what's going to happen next. And I think it's because they're worried of coming back to the same person who they were, the same experiences, and what they set out in the beginning didn't really translate when they're traveling, and then they're going to go home and just feel that dread all over again. And that travel didn't bring about that change that they really needed at that time.
So we were thinking a lot about what are some things that we can do in order to make our travel more productive and to really get out of it what you kind of intend to get out of it. And I think one of the first things is that you have to be really conscious about what your intentions are. Like, what are you hoping to accomplish on the trip? And just like pre-plan almost a little bit, like start to get some thoughts going before you actually go on the trip. That way when you're there, you're not like overwhelmed, like, oh my God, where do I start? Like, what do I really want to do? You already have a general idea, which is like already a really good start.
The second thing is to manage your expectations. One trip can't solve a lifetime of your problems, and you shouldn't carry that weight on you. Like your trip won't be as enjoyable if you're thinking like you put that pressure on yourself that you have to figure it all in this like 1 week period or 2 week period or however long you're gone for. And the trip is mainly just to put you in the right direction, to give you that fresh perspective and just give you that momentum to put you on that right direction for change.
And the third thing is, while you're on the trip, remind yourself of the stuff that you're pre-planning. So remind yourself of your intention, remind yourself of why you're on this trip, what you kind of want to accomplish, and hopefully that you'll like things that you come across will like inspire you or get you thinking. And use the time, because that's the time where you're free. You don't have work to go to or like routine. You just like, you have the time then, so you might as well like, use it to your advantage.
And while you're on your trip with your fresh mind and your new perspective, think about home. Think about what you want. How do you want to apply the things that you're learning now into your life at home, so that when you transition back home, you already have like that vision of what you wanted, and you could think back on your trip like, okay, what was I thinking before? Like, how am I going to change? What am I going to do differently?
So when you come back, you don't really feel stagnant. You don't feel like you don't know what direction to move in, because you had all these really good thoughts and like a good constant flow. And when you come back, it's just kind of like continuing that into your everyday life.
Let us know if you guys are planning any trip soon and what your goals and intentions are for that trip. Let us know what you think and give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more. Bye.